Hey, everybody. Welcome to Candid Coach Conversations. I'm Kimberly Boyd, founder and certified Live Life Fully coach. And today we have Mai Lee. She is also a certified Live Life Fully coach. And welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here today.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And change of season, new day. So exciting. I'm so curious. How was your morning so far?
Yeah, my morning was pretty peaceful. Did the usual. I have a good morning routine where I walk my dog. But I think you were telling me a little bit about your morning with your dog.
So I'm a little jealous. Had a peaceful morning. I walked my dog because that is actually the exact opposite of my morning. So we have five dogs. Never in my life did I think I would have five dogs. And yet here I am. I have five dogs. And the
Yeah, that's
youngest,
impressive.
his name is Harvey. He's so cute. And it's such a good thing that he's so cute so this morning I had taken a shower. I get out of the shower. I'm walking through the house. I'm going to go get a water, but I see there's some boxes that I need to put outside from Amazon orders. And so I open the front door simply to put the boxes outside. And this guy, dark. Thankfully, I had a pair of sandals sitting right there at the front porch from mowing the day before.
Thank goodness.
They were still sitting there, not where they belong, because I was able to slide them on. And here I go in my nightgown, running. I don't run. I don't run. I don't run unless there's a bear chasing me. I've never been chased by a bear, and there was not a bear outside today. And so I have a very long driveway, as you know, it's like half a mile. There goes Harvey running down the driveway. And I'm like, well, here I go. So I'm running down the driveway. And then I get to him. And so he starts coming, and I'm like, oh, he's going to chase me. So I run back and I
Oh,
get to our driveway of the house. I turn in. He goes straight down the other end of the
no.
property. By now, I'm ready to drop kick him. Not really. Anyway, I finally get him to chase me into one of the guest houses. And that's how I got him. I told him, I said, sit down. I'm so mad at you. And I picked him up and I carried him inside and I put him in his little room. Oh, I'm so frustrated. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a way to start the day. And then my phone's been going off and all these messages and work related things. And it's been a morning. And I'm like, what? Got to get over to my office because I have a meeting. So here I am. So no, I did
Absolutely.
not have a peaceful morning where I went for a calm, nice walk with my dog. Nope.
And you don't even count that as exercise. You're just like so frustrated at your dog in your nightgown.
Right. Right. In a pair of sandals on
Yeah.
a rock driveway. Yep. Yes. And no, I didn't count it as exercise. I didn't have my watch on counting anything. I didn't have my phone counting anything.
It doesn't count if the watch doesn't get it.
That's right. My gosh. Anyway, so here we are.
So
Here we
here we
are.
are. Wow. Well, so that's really one. So, God, I'm so sorry that that happened to you this morning. Yeah, what a way to start your day.
Yes.
And then I wonder, like, okay, so you had probably a really rough morning, it sounds like.
Yes. You
Like,
know what,
what?
though? As we were just saying that, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, but I am so thankful that I do have my morning routine. Honestly, this just popped into my head because rough morning, yes. However, I did start my day the way I wanted to. I did. Like, I'm just now realizing that. I got up, I did my high performance planner, like I did all my usual things before the blood um started kicking it up so hard. Yeah, so that's a great thing
Okay.
that I'm just now realizing, an hour later.
When you've had some time to, like, also take it in and cool down.
Yes.
Because, like, thinking about, like, the silver lining when we're trying to chase a dog is probably not going to happen.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
And it's
So,
cloudy here and there wasn't even any silver linings around any clouds this. No. Huh.
yeah. And so that can really kind of set up our day sometimes.
Mhm.
Not in like, yay, right? Yay, you had your morning and your realization of that now is something that you're able to now take in and get some perspective on. And yet, like here you had a really busy morning with all the things that are on your plate. What do we do when like our morning or our life or things in the moment don't go the way we want? And how do we move on from that?
Yeah. So what I have done this morning, because I had already done my morning routine, I didn't have that to rely on. I mean, I could have gone back and redone it, I don't usually do that, so that seems weird to me. But I did verbalize like how I was feeling repeatedly. And then I was like, okay, not even only about the dog, but about some other work related things. Like I felt frustrated and I was saying it out loud, like, oh, I feel frustrated. And then I was like, actually, I feel angry. I feel hurt. And I just went through and I was saying it out loud as I was walking through the house. I did get my water. And then I opened the refrigerator door. I knew I needed to get over here to the office, get myself settled and grounded so they could even have a conversation that didn't include, I am angry, I'm frustrated, I'm hurt.
Okay.
So as I opened the refrigerator door to grab a water bottle, I saw the Gutsy and I was like, that's what I need. And if you haven't tried a Gutsy, this is not an advertisement or anything. However, they're delicious. And so, yeah, so I came over here, got everything set up, did my water, have my Gutsy. I did some breathing as I sat down and was logging into my computer. And here I am. And I actually don't feel angry. I don't feel frustrated.
Yeah.
I do feel more grounded. And now, even more so at the fact that I realized and recognized the fact that all that did happen and I still was able to start my day the way I wanted to. I can't tell you how much joy that brings to me, truly. So tell me though, how do you handle when stuff gets offline a little bit?
Yep. In my brain, when you were talking, I was thinking, I love the fact that you were able to verbalize it, right? You were verbalizing your feelings as you went, and they changed as both the emotion and the mood hit. And sometimes, like, that is really what we talk about when we're like, let's go through the feelings. Because old me would have taken all those feelings and like kept them inside and like shoved them down, and I'm not allowed to have them. Um, and and then you just carry them around for the rest of the day in your 5-minute run. Might have been longer than that, but like your 5-minute run, right? Then it takes over my 24 hours
Ugh,
and it ruins my day. And so, yeah, I think acknowledging like what's going on, what I'm experiencing, that I'm frustrated or have feelings about something is a huge part of it. Yeah.
and I love that you said you're the old you because as you were talking just now, I was like, that was the old me too. I would just walk around frustrated and grumpy all day.
Right. And then when others are like, "What's wrong?" You're like, "Nothing."
Exactly.
That. And they're like, "Okay, yeah, sure, nothing's wrong."
Right. Yes. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm grateful too that I don't do that either. Um, yeah, unpleasant for sure.
Yeah. And the idea where you're able to take a pause and take in perspective, right? Even in the moment, like you just did it in real time. And you're like, well, actually, I did have my morning. And you're like, we saw it on camera. Like, you're like, and it completely like opened that up. So getting to a place where you are able to take another perspective, and you can only do that like once you've been able to like save the crap, right? Like instead of holding it in and like pushing it down, or writing it. Like you and I have talked about writing a lot. And so sometimes writing it out helps if you can't say the words. If verbally, it's difficult.
So true. And thank you again for sending that article to me about handwriting. And it is true. When I work with people, they'll say, well, but I don't want to write everything. It takes too long, or I'm afraid people are going to read it. Valid, 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 valid. Nobody says we have to write in complete sentences. And I think that that's it was a long time. I did not journal because, I got to write all those. I mean, it's a lot and it takes a lot of time. But what I've realized is really, and research does say this too, you do not have to write in complete sentences. It can simply be like a brainstorm or a brain dump of words and it still has that same effect. So if anybody out there is thinking you have to write in complete sentences, you don't. In fact, you don't even have to write in order. It doesn't have to be in straight lines. You can turn your page so that if anybody did see it, they'd be like, well, that's a lot of words. And they would have no idea
That's
what you're writing.
fascinating. Sure. I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
Oh, which actually really aligns with how our thoughts sometimes come out because they're not necessarily like coherent and like logical and in order. Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Very helpful. Yes. The writing piece, very helpful. Yeah. So good.
Okay, so we had quite the morning, different mornings.
Yeah.
And then how are you going to choose to move forward today? Because it's Friday,
Yes.
it's still early, you still have a full day.
Have a lunch date with a friend. So I'm very excited about that. And
Good.
that's the other thing too. I certainly wouldn't want to carry the morning into, I don't even want to, now that I've realized I've had my morning, I don't even want to call it the morning. Now that I've had time with my dog in the cool outdoors, like, I would not want to carry how I was feeling as I was running. I would not want to carry that to lunch with my friend.
Mm,
I would not. That would not be living fully for me or for her or for our friendship. So I wouldn't want to take that to lunch either. So yeah, that is one thing I'm going to do today is continue about my day. Like that part is closed. The run is closed. It is over.
okay. And
Yeah.
so I guess what happens when it does stick around longer
Mhm.
and um and or it's something that's pervasive or we're having to deal with over a longer period of time because life has speed bumps and then life has like big massive holes in the ground sometimes.
I like the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
Yeah. So a couple things that come to mind super quick for me are taking my tongue to the back of my teeth, top teeth, and then running my tongue toward the back of my mouth. So along the roof of my mouth to the back. It does reset people. Yes, resets
I'm
are
doing it right now. What am I so what this?
you're gonna take your tongue and you're gonna rub it to the back as far as you can and then just do that over and over. So right now it's may not have any effect at all. But if you were feeling uptight or anxious or angry or sad, any kind of not that they're negative because they're also healthy emotions, but
Hard, difficult.
hard, sure. When you do that, you will start to notice a difference because you are able to regulate yourself through that movement. Yes. Yeah. And then the other thing I like to do is the infinity walk. I know people are probably like, is she ever going to stop talking about the infinity walk? No. And the infinity walk is simply walking that figure eight because it does reset the brain. And so for those things that linger or that you find yourself ruminating about or they keep popping up throughout the day, just take a minute, run that tongue to the back of your mouth, do the infinity walk. Or another thing that I do love is Brendon Burchard's release meditation, where it's simply saying the word release, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and saying the word release. It's really hard to hang on to a thought or anything when you're saying the word release, because anything that does come in, you're immediately saying release.
I like those. I do the release meditation when I'm struggling to sleep.
Yes. Same.
And so that helps. And then it sounds like everything you've kind of mentioned also, not only does it reset the nervous system, it also assists in that thought stopping,
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
right? Because as you were saying, and as we understand the brain, we think we multitask, but we don't. And our brain can only hold on to one thing at a time.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
another thing to cool down your insides, and people with that can think, oh, but my insides aren't hot. Well, they are, because if you've got all these emotions or these difficult things, thoughts, feelings, there's some heat going on.
Mm,
So cool it down with some water.
yeah. Okay. I read something, what's the scan where they look at like where heat fluctuates on your body? Word for it. You know what I'm talking about? It's not it may be infrared.
Well, that would make sense.
So they did the body scan and they tried to stimulate emotional responses or when people had emotions, they scanned. And so it's no surprise that certain emotions show up in our body as common places. So anger, for instance, right? Anger shows up in the hands, it shows up in the head, it shows up in the chest. And so they did this across different emotions to see where these things were coming out. And so the fact of like, hey, your insides are warm, right? Drink some water, let's cool some stuff down and get to a place of regulation. Yeah, that's neat.
And if it's that hopelessness, that despair, have a cup of hot tea with a little drop of honey. Yeah. So fascinating. I love how our brain and body are so connected. I say they're so connected. They're simply connected. And the whole brain body connection is so fascinating to me. I simply love it. Love it. And I don't think people realize, I mean, I know I didn't for a very long time, like realize the connection and how much it really does matter to pay attention to. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're only scratching the surface of it.
Right. Yes.
Right? Like science hasn't, it continues to evolve and we're still trying to figure out all the complexities and how things work. Yeah. So it's exciting to see what else we'll learn over time.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree. Thinking about the mind body connection and changing of seasons, do
Mm,
want to that Live Life Fully, as you know, is having the Planting Seeds retreat.
yes.
Big seeds for 2027. And what a great time to come be together and really focus on the mind body connection and how to get ready for that new year. Because it is true, when we finish the year strong, we start the year even stronger. And I don't know who first said that, but when I first heard it years ago, I was like, that sounds amazing. It's like the week. If we plan and prepare for the week, we're going to have a more productive and successful week. Well, the same is true for starting a new year. If we wait until January 1st, that's a lot. But if we know in advance how we want that new year to be, it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. And sets you up for success.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I wonder if you can tell us a little bit. So is the goal for that retreat to prep for 2027?
Yes. Yes. Because you have 90 days. And what I'm so excited about this year is the day of the retreat, there are literally 90 days left for the year.
Very apropos.
Yes. So last year, there were a few days, we weren't exactly on that 90-day mark, which was a bummer. And that's going to happen. But this year, 90-day mark. Yeah, that day is going to be about acknowledging where you are now, where you want to be, and what it's going to take to really hit January 1st with the running start. Now, I've got people that I coach right now that say, well, my new year doesn't really begin until the spring.
Yes, I love that.
It does make so much sense. But then
Yes.
if I think about it, it's because they're taking the first 90 days of the new year to get ready for the new year.
Mhm.
So, same thing. We're simply going to back it up a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody has to start their new year on January 1st. You could still start it in March or April, and it's going to be an outstanding event.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really excited. So, how can they sign up and where can they find us?
Yes, so they can go to llfully.com, and at the top on the banner, there's a place that says retreats. Click, and then you will go to planting seeds for 2027, and you can get signed up right there. And this will be an indoor event. Yay! We will not have to worry about the weather or chasing the sun or getting
Right.
out in the sun. So it will be an indoor event. There will be some outside stuff, weather permitting, but everybody can count on being inside.
Yeah, that's exciting. We can't wait to see you there.
Yes. Well, Mai Lee, I'm super glad you hopped on today. It was great talking to you. Thank you for walking with me through my
Yeah.
more, gosh, the realization that I had no intention of running with the dog or the work text messages and all of that. And I still got to start the day how I wanted to, and now finish it the way I want to.
Too. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day and we look forward to seeing everyone next time.
Yes. Bye.